Hello vinyl community, how you doing? It's Bill with the Vinylverse. This is going to be my entry into Noble Records, Dylan over at Noble Records 7,000 subscriber contest. Dylan at Noble Records, over the past year his channel has just taken off, and he recently went over the 7,000 subscriber mark, so he wanted to have a contest to celebrate that fact. Dylan at Noble Records, I've always said, is the hardest working man in the record digging business. Records really are his life, and he, next to his family of course, but he recently opened up Noble Records back in October, a brick and mortar shop down in Charlotte, North Carolina. Very exciting for you, Dylan. As you know, seems like things are going great there. I can't wait to visit the store. Hopefully, later this year, I'll be down in Charlotte and I'll be making it a point to come and visit. So yeah, Dylan wanted to have this contest. It's about a year ago. He was having a 750 subscriber contest. So in that year, you can see he's just really taken off, and that's because he is always showing great collections that he's getting, and all the great stuff, all the great records that he shows for what he's selling in the store and what he's keeping them for himself. It's really great stuff. So there's a series of 7 questions as part of this contest. 7 lining up with the 7,000, I think. So I'm going to jump in here. First of all, thanks Dylan for having this contest, and congratulations to you on all your success with your Noble Records YouTube channel and your Noble Records business. So hopefully I'll see you in your store soon. So I got the questions over here. Question 1 is your best finds. So records that you found digging. So I am going to keep it at that, stuff that I found when I'm actually digging and not online purchases or anything. So nothing too rare or worth a lot of money or anything, but yeah, I got a handful here that I wanted to show. The first being when I was in Charlotte, North Carolina last June, and had a meetup with Dylan and a few other VC members. One of the first things I picked up was this brass shout, the Art Farmer 10 Tet. This was the reason why I'm showing it, is because it was something that when I got back into record collecting, it was on my want list, and I never found it until I went to Lunchbox Records, and Dave over at Local Bandography put it in my hands. And this happens to be a 1972 Japanese promo copy of the album. So exciting to get this, and an album that I do love, and was really happy to get it. Another one, Clifford Jordan and the Magic Triangle on Stage Volume 1. This is a more recent find. Just an incredible record here on Steeplechase. Yeah, was shocked to come across this, and really love this album. You have Clifford Jordan on tenor sax, Cedar Walton on piano, Sam Jones on bass, and Billy Higgins on drums. And this is a live recording from 1975. Really awesome album. And I'm searching for Volume 2. So that's another thing. Now some things in the prog realm. Here's got this a few months back. This is Jane and their album Together. This is on the Brain label. This is a German copy, and Brain label is a favorite of mine, and I will pretty much pick up anything I see on that label. There's Brain. So this was another thing on my want list that I never thought I'd come across, and sure enough, one day it was in a new arrivals bin at a local record store, and I snatched it up. So that was cool. Here's Tomorrow and their album Tomorrow. This is a cool find. It's not an original. This I think the originals came out in '68. This is like a mid '70s release. 70. I want to say 76, but I don't know if that's accurate. Anyway, Tomorrow. Good pop psych, so rock. Featuring Steve Howe, who would go on to the band Yes. Although this is featuring Keith West, Steve Howe was really the name that you would most know now. So that's kind of cool. And then finally, McDonald and Giles, an album I absolutely love. This was a great find. Of course, Michael Giles and Ian McDonald, formerly of King Crimson, the first King Crimson record. They shortly thereafter left King Crimson and put out this amazing McDonald and Giles album. So, really great prog, with a little psych edge to it. One of my favorites here. Okay, number 2 is best song ever written. So I'm gonna go with an obvious choice here. I thought about just doing my favorite song, but that's not really what the question is. The question is best song ever written, and I'm just gonna go with John Lennon, Imagine. I just think the message that John was trying to portray in that song is just so powerful. And it's, yeah, one of the best songs ever written, if not the best song, in my opinion. So, all right, next, number 3, how do you keep track of your collection? So I do use Discogs for records. I don't have any of my CDs logged. They've been boxed away in my basement. Eventually I'll get those logged in as well, but I use Discogs. And I also have a spreadsheet that I started when I got back into records that I keep up to date too. I don't know. I don't really know the reason why I do that, but I just feel I feel like I should do it. I keep a couple extra pieces of information in my spreadsheet, like when I actually cleaned the record, so I can keep track of that. And yeah, so I keep my spreadsheet and Discogs. So when I get something new into the collection, one of the first things I do is log into Discogs and then log into my spreadsheet. And in Discogs, I keep different folders. Yeah, so that's how I keep track of my collection. So on to number 4, the one record you'd never sell. So I remember having this question in a contest a year or two ago, and this was the answer I gave then, and this is the answer I'm still going to give. just for sentimental value, sentimental reasons, this album here, The Beatles: A Hard Day's Night, was the first record I ever got that was solely mine. So just for that sentimental reason, it's I would never sell this record. I would just, not that it would be worth anything anyway, but yeah. So it was probably 80, right around 1980 or so. I probably got this. So that's the answer to that question. Okay, number 5, favorite music or record related documentary. So tons of great documentaries out there. I really like The Wrecking Crew that you can watch on Netflix, I believe. And The Wrecking Crew is the musicians the studio musicians that played on hundreds of recordings. So in the 60s and into the 70s, if studio musicians were used, it was usually the Wrecking Crew. So bands like Sonny and Cher, the Monkees, the Beach Boys, a lot of Motown groups, all use the Wrecking Crew. Simon and Garfunkel, yeah, tons of bands. Great documentary on the Wrecking Crew. Another one is Tom Petty's Running Down a Dream, 3.5 hour documentary that goes over his entire career. That's a really good one. But I'd probably put this as my favorite. It is the Martin Scorsese, George Harrison Living in the Material World documentary based off of this book here. Really, really great documentary that kind of goes through his young years with the Beatles and then post Beatles. So it's kind of in 2 parts. So this is just a terrific book here. Lots of great photographs. So yeah, that's a really good one. If you've never seen it, check it out. Really great documentary. Also, another one of my favorites, and it's not really a documentary, but if you see up here, my Genesis box sets, if you see those up there, each one of them has commentary on each one of the discs, and it's the members of Genesis talking about the albums, and those are really well done, and I love those. If they compiled that all into one documentary film, it would be awesome. So, okay, number 6, favorite record you received as a gift. Since I joined the vinyl community in 2018, coming into it, I never expected to ever receive anything, and people have just been so generous with me, and I've received tons of gifts, and I'm very thankful for that. A good portion of my collection is vinyl community gifts, and it's great to meet so many generous people. Truly is a generous community, and people have really been very generous with myself, including yourself, Dylan. You sent me stacks of records in the past, and I really do appreciate it. But last year, one of the contests I won was Mazzy's, Norman Maslov's, one of his contests, and the prize he sent me for that was this 1963 New Directions John Coltrane box set. 5 LP set here of all recordings from 1963 by John Coltrane. It's really, really great box set, and that's the type of generosity I'm talking about. I mean, that's a pretty pricey box set, and Mazzy just sent it to me for winning the contest. So I'll put that as my best or favorite record gift. And then finally, number 7 is, what is your listening ritual? Well, it's usually I'm listening after my family goes to bed. So I've a couple young children. We get them to bed in between 7:30 and 9:30, I'd say. And then on weekends, even later, sometimes my daughter might get to bed. And so that's after they go to bed, my wife goes to bed. That's when I'm listening. So I'll come here. I don't have a very big space, but I'll just come here and I'll listen to records. And I don't really have a ritual, but I'll listen, and a lot of times I'll post onto Instagram and Facebook of what I'm listening to, because that's always another fun way to enjoy the community aspect and communicate with people that way. So, and then other times listening to music, I might throw, excuse me, a record on while we're getting dinner together or eating dinner as a family. So just as background music. And that's really it. I don't, other than those times, I don't get a lot of opportunity to listen. Sometimes on the weekend in the mornings, I might throw on some records too, and you know, it might not be a full record. It might be a side of a record before my kids want to get into watching a movie on TV or something, or their TV shows. So yeah, that's really it. That's my listening ritual. So that's the 7 questions. Dylan, once again, congratulations to you. Thanks again for having this contest. Thank you for your friendship, and you've always been very generous with me. I really do appreciate that. And I hope to visit you at some point in your store. So the highlight for me last year, 2019, was having that meetup with you, Dave, Chris, and John. That was great. So I hope to do something like that again this upcoming year. So, or, you know, in several months or so. So thank you so much. Best of luck to you and your store, Dylan. So everybody, if you don't know Noble Records, link to the channel is down below. But how could you not be familiar, right? It's Dylan. 7,000 plus subscribers, and everybody knows Dylan. So, but go to his store. Go if you're ever in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. Go visit him. Pick up a shirt, support him, buy some records. Yeah. So, all right. I think I'm gonna sign off here. Thank you everyone for watching. Lots more contests coming up. It's a contest frenzy in the VC right now. And I think there's probably 6 or 7 more that I kind of want to do videos for. So, but they're good. Contests are a good way to get you digging through your collection. Good way to support other VC members, and they're fun too. So that's going to do it. I'm going to sign off here. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you again soon. Okay, take care now. Bye.